A dog sees a bird in a tree. The angle of elevation from the dog's eyes to the bird is 36 degrees, as modeled below. The dog is 18.5 feet away from the base of the tree, and his eyes are 2.5 feet above the ground. Determine and state how high the bird is above the ground to the nearest tenth of a foot. So first, I want to mark the horizontal distance, which is how far the dog is away from the base of the tree. I'll take my ruler and mark that horizontal distance blue, and I will label it as 18.5 feet, as stated in the problem. Then I will mark that his eyes are 2.5 feet above the ground. So that's this distance over here, and that's 2.5 feet. And I will save this piece of information for later. So I want to determine and state how high the bird is above the ground to the nearest tenth of a foot. And so this is going to be that vertical distance that I'm going to mark green here. And I will label it as X because I do not know this value and I'm trying to solve for it. So the question I want to ask is, what information do we know and what information do we want to know? So before we do that, we're going to use this acute angle to label all of our side lengths. Now, the side opposite the 36-degree angle is going to be our opposite side. And the side opposite this 90-degree angle right here, this right angle is going to be the hypotenuse. And lastly, the side that is right next to the acute angle is the adjacent side. So now we are ready to circle the piece of information that we have, which is the adjacent side. And we want to circle what we want to know, which is the opposite side. And when I write SOHCAHTOA at the top of this problem, I see that I'm going to use the trig function that has O and A. So the only trig function that uses O and A is tangent, TOA. So tangent of some angle measurement theta is going to be equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. And now we are ready to plug in some information. So we know that our angle of elevation was 36 degrees. I will plug that in as theta. Our opposite side is x, and our adjacent side is 18.5. Now, before you pick up the calculator, you want to cross multiply first. So I will show the butterfly method here. And 1 times x is x, and we have equals to 18.5 times tangent of 36 degrees. And so we're going to plug that into the calculator, and we're going to end up getting, 1 second as I do this calculation. Okay, ended up getting 13.4410366768 which is what my calculator showed me, and we want to write out all of the digits and not round until the very end. So that's what x is, which is how high the bird is above the ground. However, we need to now add this part here, which was how high the dog's eyes are above the ground. And in the problem, they told us that was 2.5 feet above the ground. And so we're going to add this value to our final answer. And we're going to end up getting that x is equal to approximately 15.9 feet, rounded to the nearest tenth of a foot as stated in the problem. And we want to get in the habit of writing a final statement. So we're going to say that the bird is 15.9 feet above the ground.